right, everyone. Now let's go ahead and talk about one of the really important pillars of programming, which is conditions. Conditions. All right. Now, just like in real life, we have different conditions. In programming, we also have conditions. And of course, there has to be conditions in programming because programming and writing code, you're trying to solve a real world problem. So everything that you do in the real world, you can reflect that in programming. All right. So what exactly are conditions? Well, let's take a look at a condition in real life. One of the conditions in real life is, let's say that you want to enter some sort of a club or something. All right. A yacht club or some sort of a dinner club or social club or whatever. And you have to be more than 18 years of age to enter that club. So that's a condition. That's a condition. Your age has to be greater than or equal to 18 so that you can join that club. So how do we do that in programming? Well, let's start with creating a variable which is age. And on purpose, we're just going to set it to 17. So let's say that the requirement for the social club that you want to join is 18 or above, but the current age of the person is 17. Now over here, we can actually create a condition. And the conditions that we create uses kind of like the same wording as we use it in real life. Right? So in real life, I would say, well, if you're 18 or more, then yeah, you're welcome. Well, in programming, you also say if. If is a condition. If the age is greater than 18, then we can say welcome. That's it. Nice and simple, right? This is the greater than symbol, which you may have learned in your high school or middle school. And this condition, this is a condition. We're saying that the age has to be greater than 18. Now, it's saying greater than 18, not greater than equal to 18. So this means that the person, if that person is 18, then still they will not be allowed because you have to be greater than 18. All right. If I run this right now, you can see nothing is printed out, right? If I put a different over here, if I put 19 and I run this, then you can see that welcome is printed out. So it's welcoming that, okay, you can join the club or whatever. All right. So that's the important part over here to understand that this part is the condition. Now, right now, the condition is basically saying that the age has to be greater than 18. But what we want to do is we want to also include 18 and welcome them to the club. So right over here after the greater than sign, we can put equal to. Equal to over here is saying that you can be greater than or equal to 18. So now if I go and change the age to 18, you will see that it still says welcome. All right, so that's the whole point of using or creating this condition. Now, when you are writing these conditions, and this is the kind of like a simplest form of conditions, if the person is not greater than or equal to 18, then what do you want to do? So that is else. Print, sorry, you are under 18 years old. All right, so we're going to print a message, sorry, you are under 18 years old. Okay, and you will see that I'm using these colons over here. Now the colon becomes, or it begins the body of the if condition. So this means that if I type in something after this if condition, this condition, and I put a colon and I type something over here, and I can type multiple lines over here. Welcome to the club. All right. Whenever you add a colon, after that you add the body of the if condition. And because right now we're using if. Body simply means that if this condition is true, then all of these lines will be executed. And another thing to note is that if I put the colon and I press enter, it doesn't go to the very start. It gives us a little bit of an indentation. See that indentation? Indentation. That's very important actually in Python. Python might be one of the languages where indentation is very important. Why? Look, if I put this not indented to the little bit of the right, but if I put it like this, it becomes a problem. See that? It's actually erroring out. It's telling you there's something wrong with the code. So if I want this line, the print line number 9, which is saying club, to be part of the if check or the if body, then I have to be indented in such a way that all of these are lining up like this. All right? Because all of these are part of the condition that the age will be greater than equal to 18. And the same thing with the else. I mean, you can have multiple line in else, but right now we only have a single line, which is saying, sorry, you are under 18 years old. And that's the only line. And again, it's indented. See that? It's a little bit indented. It's not over here. It's a little bit indented. Now, else is not really mandatory. You can have else, you can have only if, but you cannot have else on its own. So if you're writing else, it has to be part of if. If I change this to some other age, and now if I run this, you can see that now else part is running because this condition is false. The age is 17, so 17 is definitely not greater than or even equal to 18. It's less than, so that's why it's always going to the else part. So that is if and else. But there are some other conditions also that you can do. I mean, if, else, then you have else if, and a couple of other things. But before we do that, let's go ahead and add another condition over here. We are going to say resident and assign it a value of Texas or TX. Now, if I want to add another condition over here, I can do that. Meaning I can say that, well, and just like in real life, right? I mean, you can say, okay, you have to be greater than 18 years old or greater than or equal to 18 years old, and you have to be a resident of Texas. I mean, we do that all the time in real life. So that is the same condition we can put over here. And you have to be resident of Texas. See that? So now the first check that we're doing, the first time we're using the if, it has to satisfy both the condition. The first condition is that you have to be greater than or equal to 18 years old. And the second condition is you have to be a resident of Texas. Another thing to note over here is that we are using double equals to. Double equal to simply means that you're comparing two different things. Single equal to that we have used previously, these means that you're assigning a value to a variable. But double equal to means that you're comparing the value of resident, which is a variable, with Texas. All right, so comparison operator is double equals to. And that is actually true for most of the programming languages. So now if I run this, well, it's still saying you are under 18 years old. Well, you are under 18 years old. So I can go ahead and say 19. And now it's saying welcome to the club. So all of these conditions are true. I can change this to California or CA. Now let's see what happens. Now the message is kind of wrong over here, right? I mean, the person is 19 years old, but that person is just not a resident of Texas. So this condition is false, but because of that person is not a resident of Texas. So maybe we should do something else over here. Sorry, you are not allowed. All right, that will be a little bit much better message, I guess. Now, just like you can have conditions over here where both the condition have to be true, like the person has to be greater than equal to 18 and the resident has to be the resident of Texas, you can also have or condition. So if you just replace it with or, now it's saying, well, you can either be greater than equal to 18 or if you are a resident of Texas. So only one condition have to be true. If both conditions are true, that's also fine, but only one in this case has to be true. So if I change this to 14, but I make this resident to Texas, you will see that it will still welcome you because one of the condition is true. So this condition is not true, right? This is false. But this condition is true because the resident is from Texas. You can see right there. So only one has to be true, just like in real life. All right. One of them have to be true. Now, another thing that if and else provide you is else if. All right. Else if comes right after if, but before else. And else if is also, it can provide you with some sort of conditions. All right. So let's go ahead and create something. Now, just like in real life, if you are trying to go to, let's say, McDonald's, what would you say to your friends? You would say, hey, let's go to McDonald's. If McDonald's is open, we'll eat over there. Else, if Burger King is open, we'll eat over there. Else, we'll just cook at home. See that? How it actually works in real life? So let's see how we can actually use that to our advantage and create the same thing. So first of all, I'll create a variable. I'll say, is McDonald's open? And I'll say true. Okay. And then I will also say, is Burger King open? Keep in mind, you can see the name of my variables. I'm using snake case and the words are separated by underscore. Convention, follow the convention. If is McDonald's open is true, and over here we don't really have to do like this because the is McDonald's open is already a Boolean value, so it's already going to evaluate as a Boolean. So we don't really have to say, oh, if it's true, all right? I mean, you can, but you don't have to. Because keep in mind that whenever you're using an if condition, the result of these conditions will be a Boolean value, true or false. If it's true, then you're going to do all of this stuff. If it's false, then you do, well, in this case, you just do this. So if McDonald's is open, well, let's go ahead and say something. Eat at McDonald's. All right. Now, in this case, you can already see that it's telling you that there's no point of using equals to true because is McDonald's open is already a Boolean property, so a Boolean variable. So we don't really have to compare it with other Boolean variable. This is automatically going to be true or false depending on how you're setting it up. All right. So we're saying if McDonald's open, eat at McDonald's. Okay, let's run this. So it says eat at McDonald's. Okay, so that is working. But what about else if? Else, so else if is written as elif. Is Burger King open? Then we can say eat at Burger King. Now keep in mind that the first condition is going to be checked is McDonald's open? If the McDonald's is open, then we are simply going to say eat at McDonald's. And only if is McDonald is false, then we are going to go and check the second condition. Is Burger King open? Then eat at Burger King. And then what about if McDonald is not open, if Burger King is not open? The last condition should always be the else condition. Eat at home. All right. Now you can see that both McDonald's and Burger King, both of them are open. Both of them are set to true. But when it goes and check, it's going to go check over here. And then since McDonald's is open, it's just going to print this line and then program will end. It will only go to the else if the first condition is false, meaning it will only check if the Burger King is open if McDonald is closed. So if I run this right now, it will simply say eat at McDonald's, as you can see right there. Now, if I close McDonald's, if I set it to false, and now if I run this, then you can see that it's actually going to Burger King and saying that eat at Burger King. If I even go and make this false, like McDonald's is closed, Burger King is closed, then it will go to the last one, which is eat at home. Keep in mind that else always appears at the very end of the if chain or the if conditions. So if I copy this else and I put it right there, that's not going to work. That's just not how the things are structured. Else will always come at the end. You also can have multiple else if you want. I mean, you can go ahead and say else if again, and you can say is whatever, Whataburger. Whataburger is open. And you can do a lot of different things that you want. All right. So it doesn't really matter how many else if you have. It really depends on your condition, like what you're trying to do. All right. So hopefully in this lecture you have learned that how conditions work in Python, and definitely make sure that you practice this with different variations. If you're just starting out, practice is very important. So make sure you practice it. Thank you.